Hey, what's up guys? Today I'm doing a review on the Rival Boxing RFX Guerrero SFH bag gloves. So check it out. Hey guys, Carlo here, and today I'm doing a long-awaited review on the Rival Boxing RFX Guerrero SFH bag gloves. Got mine in the gray and gold colorway, 10 ounces in Velcro closure. You can also get this in 8 ounces. In a black and orange, red and black, or white and gold colorway. Gloves made of full, genuine leather construction, with the foam composition being a combination between foam and horsehair, and the gloves are manufactured in Pakistan. Now this is going to be the third pair of the Guerrero back gloves I'm doing a review on. I did a review on the SFF and HDEF models a couple years ago. In fact, I did a comparison review between the two of them to compare the differences and the similarities. And aesthetically, all three gloves look identical from the outside. They all have that wrist lock 2 V-strap technology. The main difference between the three is going to be the padding composition or padding style. The SFF utilizes a polyurethane style of padding, and to me, between the three is the one kind of in the middle. It gives you a good level of pop, a decent level of protection, but it is on the softer side. The HDEF model uses foam composition as well as an EVA foam that's laminated to the inside of the leather. And EVA is a much more denser, harder foam. And the HDEF, to me, out of the three, is the more protective glove out of the three, meaning that you get a little bit more shock absorption with the HDEF, but you still get a good amount of pop as well. When you put your fingers over the HDEF padding, it's still softer, but you can tell that there's this layer of hard EVA that surrounds that softer style padding to give you that little extra protection and shock absorption. And it's not much. I mean, if you're looking at getting a bag glove that's completely protected for your hands in terms of shock absorption, maybe you have a hand injury, then something like the Tidal Gel World V2Ts to me are a better way to go in terms of absorbing the brunt of your punch or the shock of the punch. So, but the HDEF to me is the more protective of the three. Then you have this newest model. Now this is going to be a combination of foam and horsehair. So to me, this is the least protective of the three, but you get the most feedback from these gloves, and that's going to be because of how soft it is over the knuckle area. Now when I press down on it, you can see how soft it is. There is foam on the inside there, as well as horsehair, and again, that's going to give you that sinking feeling of when you land your punches, that nice flat punch surface, your knuckles pierce through, sink in into their target, and you really make a nice it makes for a very nice experience in terms of getting that feedback and that feeling. The drawback is going to be you lose some of the protective qualities in terms of shock absorption. So that's just kind of what you're looking at when you're picking and deciding between the three padding styles. Now, I think that's a great thing. I think Rival has done a really great job in terms of keeping the frame of the glove, the aesthetics of the gloves the same. And you still have that nice compact feel, which I love. I love compact, soft broken in gloves that aren't bulky. But then they give you the option and the choice to choose between the padding styles, which I think is awesome. You know, oftentimes you get a lot of gloves that they kind of give you one style of padding, and although the padding may be amazing, it's always nice to also have that option. And especially if you have a favorite glove, you know, it'd be nice in a way if Winning came out with like the MS500, but they give you like a horsehair version of the Winning MS500 where maybe they use a open cell polyurethane foam and then they put some horsehair in there, and it's more of like a puncher's Japanese style glove. But again, you know, each company is different, but I do like the fact that Rival uses that in these gloves. Now, looking at the glove from a design standpoint, it's definitely more on the compact side. To me, this is essentially the same as their Guerrero fight gloves. The only difference is going to be the fact that you get this wrist lock 2 technology with this ratcheting style Velcro system. So that's essentially the same thing as their fight gloves, except for this portion around the wrist. You have that gray leather that has more of a matte finish to it. And you can see kind of the wrinkles and texture in the leather. It's very nice. You do have the traditional Rival logo that runs down vertically on the back of the glove. You have the gold and the white lettering. You have the RFX Guerrero that is embroidered into the back of the Velcro strap. I do like that option, or that what they use for that, rather than them just printing it on there. And it does say 10-ounce fit. It says bag glove that is also embroidered at the bottom. You do have the gold piping around the Velcro strap and at the bottom cuff of the glove. Rotating to the palm side, you do have these nylon straps that are about 2 inches or 1.5 inches in thickness in terms of the Velcro strap. A plastic clip, so you should not be using these for sparring. You have that plastic clip right there. It does say wrist lock 2 in white and orange. And you can see the strap does have the diagonal cut to it. On the inside, just like other Rival gloves, you have a little name tag here where you can put your name, as well as the model designation that says SFH, 10-ounce fit, Rival bag glove, and you could put your name there if you wanted to. The inside is going to be a standard polyester nylon liner. You also have the warning label like you find on most equipment, as well as the manufacturer label in Pakistan. And you have, I'd say, about a 1/2 inch of firm density foam on the inside of the wrist. That comes up to right about here, and then on this side all the way up to the top here, that kind of engages the inside of your palm a little bit. On the back of the wrist you have a soft and a medium density foam of about 3/4 of an inch on the back of the wrist to give you that wrist support. A leather attached thumb, again the Rival logo on the finger compartment, and you also have I'd say a pretty good sized grip bar. It says handcrafted with pride, as well as ventilated holes on the palm as well as on the thumb, and gold piping right there, as well as the leather on the thumb is a little bit smoother. You'll notice that the texture of the leather on the black is a little bit more smoother than the texture on the gray. The gray has a little bit more of a kind of wrinkly vintage feel to it compared to the leather. So I don't know if that's a different grade of leather that they use, or just the way they process the leather when they dye it. But you do have that black leather, as well as the black leather and the gold writing right there. Quality wise, the gloves are pretty good. I will say this, there was a period of time where I felt that some of my Rival gloves, the quality had gone downhill. I had a pair of those pound for pound, the Lomachenko themed gloves in the blue and yellow, and those gloves were definitely off in terms of quality. With these are definitely improved, at least compared to my most recent Rival purchases. And maybe I just hit a rut of bad gloves. I don't know, but I could only imagine if I was getting some lower quality gloves, then somebody else was probably having the same problem. But these ones seem to have improved. The biggest thing that I take from these gloves is that they were exactly on point with weight. So when I put both gloves on the scale, they both came in exactly at 10 ounces, which is amazing. That's awesome to see. Not 10.1, not 9.9. I mean, they were both exactly at 10 ounces, which was amazing to see. So in terms of weight, they put it on point. And I know they stuff these gloves with the foam and the horsehair. So to me, when they're doing that, that tells me there's a level of detail that they're taking that with that extra step in the manufacturing process, because they probably fill it with the horsehair and the foam. They lay it on top of a scale, and then from there they see how close they are to the 10 ounces, and then they either add or they pull out some of the padding. So to be exactly on point with 10 ounces, and that's going to be including the plastic, the strap, the actual leather casing, and the foam, which is going to be the majority of the weight. That's really awesome to see. I do like the embroidery. I think that's a nice touch that Rival has always done. The leather is held up pretty well with this glove. If there was any weak points with this glove, I would probably say maybe just the stitching, like right here on the inside area where you can see just a little bit of the actual thread that's kind of pulling on the leather a little bit. But the attached thumb looks really good. The seam between the stitching between the back and the thumb looks really good. You can see that the nylon is all stitched in and reinforced to that bottom, as well as down here to the piping, as well as to the strap. So you can see the strap is stitched in nicely. No issues with the Velcro. Velcro looks really good. Inside liner I have no issues with. And the piping looks really clean. Stitching along the inside track as well, and the palm looks good. You have a little bit of an abrasion there, but that's just from me using them, so that's not so much a quality issue. And you can just see, here's the stitching, and you guys get your own perspective on how it looks. But overall, very solid. And balance of the gloves when you're holding them, extremely well balanced, not top heavy. So a good weight distribution throughout the entire glove. And then again, being on point with weight is very important when it comes to gloves in general, but with training gloves, you usually see a big variation when it comes to weight. The other thing I'm thinking, the reason why these are so on point with weight, which is a good thing, is that these are essentially their fight gloves, but with a Velcro strap. So that's to me, maybe when they're manufacturing these, it's going through the assembly line, and it's probably the same line as their fight gloves that, you know, obviously the pros use for their sanctioned bouts. So they're basically going through the same QC quality control line as their fight gloves that are going to be used in a sanctioned bout. So that's a good thing, and maybe that's why these are so on point with weight. So that's another thing I was thinking about. Comfort-wise, putting your hands into the gloves. One thing I love about the Guerrero gloves is they're always comfortable. They're soft and broken in right when you get them. And you can see there, I can open and close my hand with relative ease. The thumb position is perfect. One thing I did notice about these is that the thumbs are a little bit short compared to my HDF and my SFF gloves on the left glove. My right glove feels fine, but my left glove, I feel like the tip of my thumb is jamming just a little bit. It's not something that really bothers me, but it is something that I notice a little bit when I'm training with these gloves. Finger compartment has this nice piece of felt, almost feels like a cotton liner at the fingertip right here after the grip bar. So you can really make a nice tight fist and grip onto that little piece of felt, and it doesn't feel uncomfortable. You don't feel the stitching. The inside liner is very comfortable against my hand, and you can definitely feel that softer foam kind of wrap around your knuckles to give you a nice comfortable feel. The finger compartment is a perfect depth as well as width, not too narrow, not too wide to where you feel like your hand's going to move around. Do keep in mind, I wear my hand wraps with these gloves. When it comes to bag gloves or bag mitts in general, there's kind of a school of thought with the older style bag mitts. Some people don't like to wear hand wraps or don't use hand wraps with them. With the with gloves these compact, you don't necessarily have to wear hand wraps, but me personally, anytime I wear any type of these type of gloves, I always use hand wraps just because I need that extra support. The V-strap system feels really good. I do love the fact that the strap goes all the way up to the inner palm area, so you get that locked in feel, not just down here, but higher up. So it kind of keeps your wrist nice in line to where you don't run into any issues with hyperflexion of your wrist. So you have that nice locked in feel. The material feels good. Nice and compact, and the glove isn't too long. So a very nice fit, very comfortable. If I were to take anything away from it, I'd say just the tip of the thumb is an area that I wish is a hair longer, maybe like a 1/4 of an inch, and it would be free and clear, no issues. Protection performance-wise, these are definitely a puncher's glove. If you're hitting the bag with these, if you have any kind of hand injuries, knuckle soreness, you'll definitely feel it with these gloves. If you don't, and you love puncher style gloves or Mexican style gloves with that horsehair, then you'll definitely love these gloves. Working on a more denser, heavy bag like this Pro Last, you can definitely get great pop out of the gloves and the bag. You can see that. Very satisfying. I really enjoy throwing the hooks. That's my favorite, throwing that hook to the body, to the liver. But yeah, I mean, gloves like this really make you want to punch as hard as you can, just because of that feedback you get with these. And that's not to say that you shouldn't be punching hard with all the gloves that you're using, but you get a much more enjoyable experience because of that horsehair composition. And I definitely love the way these feel and how they perform. Excellent for the mitts, excellent for the bag. Great all-around training glove outside of using these for sparring. You know, cost-wise, these gloves, you know, a little bit more on the expensive side, and I've noticed in the recent years, Rival, just like any other company, has kind of been creeping up with their prices. Currently, this glove is at $189 plus shipping. So if you want to round up, you're looking at like $200 for this glove. You know, I definitely, if there's a specific foam that you're looking for, let me put it this way, and you can't find a compact Mexican style puncher's glove with horsehair, then this would definitely be a great choice. I feel like if the variation in foam that you can choose from Rival for the RFX Guerrero bag gloves, to me is kind of the game changer for this glove. If they didn't have that, then it'd be easier for me to be like, okay, there's other choices out there. But it feels and checks off a lot of boxes that I personally enjoy: a compact glove, a comfortable glove, you know, a glove that has variation of padding. That to me is going to be the biggest game changers with this glove. You know, pros of this glove, I would say, is that they're comfortable. They look really nice aesthetically wise. They're aesthetically pleasing. I think Rival does a great job with the way their gloves look, the design. I do love the wrist lock 2 technology. That's definitely a big pro. The liner feels really comfortable, and the different padding you can choose from, again, is a game changer. The cons of the glove, I'd say, is the price has gone up, you know, $189, so it's definitely on the higher end when it comes to price. I know Rival also has some inconsistency with quality, although I didn't see it in this pair of gloves. I'm kind of concerned that maybe I just got a good pair and there's still some other gloves there that are not up to par. The tip of the thumb being a little bit shallow on the left glove, where my thumb was kind of jamming into the tip of that, especially on jabs. But outside of that, I really like these gloves and think they're a good choice for those of you that are looking for something new for bag work. So if you guys have any questions or comments, make sure you guys leave them down below in the comments box. I'll put the link in the description box where you can find these Rival RFX Guerrero SFH bag gloves. And I'll see you guys later. Take care.